everything else, and this segment is what's really driving the rotation, okay? The wrist is in line right here. Now, when they hit wide, you will also see the wrist sometimes flex this way, to the right. That's ulnar deviation, okay? So the question becomes, if this is wrist extension and that's wrist deviation, is that conscious, okay? Maybe. There's another theory. Are you guys familiar with the work of Rod Cross? He's an Australian physicist. What he's calculated is that the forces generated by extending the elbow and rotating the arm are far greater than can be generated by flexing your wrist forward. So that if your wrist is relaxed and you make that movement, you will actually increase the effect of the wrist contribution to racket head speed without consciously snapping the wrist muscles. There's no muscles in the wrist, the forearm muscles that control the wrist. Questions? You guys all buy this? Yeah, go.
What about putting different spins in the ball? How does that affect the biomechanics?
Really interesting, okay? So this is one of the things that I've been trying to figure out. It has to do with the ball position of the toss and the timing of this rotation that I've been talking about. So a slice serve, the rotation will start a little bit later so that the angle of contact will be like this. It'll still be going to here. A topspin serve, the rotation's a little earlier so that the racket's like this. And that's making minute impacts on the angle of approach of the strings to the ball and the angle of the racket face at contact. Those two things are what control spin and placement. You can't hit a topspin serve out here, okay? It has to be at least inside the hand at contact. Look how my racket's beveled back slightly. So this is why we toss more this way on the second serve. Look at the angle right there. There is no such thing as a topspin serve. All serves are some combination of side spin and topspin or pure side spin, right? So the further the position left, the better the ball position is conducive to that upward action and the topspin component. But it's also, I just did a couple of articles that are on the site where we actually are showing the slight differences in the four corners of the box and what the difference in the angle is. It's just 3 degrees. You can barely see it in high-speed video.
So a player wouldn't be able to pick that up. I mean, I guess it was with Pete Sampras with the same toss, and his coach just calling that at point of contact. It's
right.
Not something you're saying. If it's that quick, it's something that the eye could, the returner could pick
That's
up.
right. That's right. You know, sure. You know, toss the ball way out to the right, you can hit a slice serve. Toss it way back here, you can hit a topspin serve. Obviously, an experienced player is going to read that, right? If you can vary, you know, what you see with Federer or Sampras is here and here is exactly the same. The timing between here and here is slightly different to affect the angle of the racket at the contact. And obviously, say I'm serving wide in the deuce court, if I'm there, that's going to be slicey-er. If I'm there, that's going to be toppy-er because I'm going more up and less across. Yeah. So, I do have a teaching idea for you out of all this, which is this position. I think that this position should be taught not as the finish of the stroke, but as the extension, okay? This is exactly similar to the relationship between extension and wrap on the forehand, right? When You hit a forehand, you extend out to a certain distance. You could be wipering, shorter. You extend out to a certain distance and then you go in the opposite direction, right? The wrap on a forehand does not cause racket head speed. It's the deceleration phase. Racket head speed causes the wrap because you need to decelerate it safely, right? Same thing here. Not everybody can get to that level of turn, okay? But whatever your level of turn is, that's the most forward extended part in the swing. So you can teach people to model that, and now guess what? That's the equivalent of the wrap. And if you look in high-speed video, you'll see, you know what? Gravity breaks the wrist, right? So this is the extension of the forward swing. This is the deceleration phase and the wrap. But it's all being driven by these larger segments in the upper arm, and that's what's critical to getting any player to maximize their racket head speed on the serve. Questions, comments? You all buy that? That's great. Okay. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming. That was awesome, and really enjoyed being here. Thank you very much. I'm happy to take any